Okay, that was another great episode of Alien Earth. I was not expecting it to go the direction it did, but I like what they're doing. All the children, they're all handling the experience differently to being hybrids. The two boys are, well, two other boys are having like fun messing around and still feel or think of fear. But then you got the boy that said he wanted to be a scientist, and the other girl who, while talking to the redhead, was like, "It's because Wendy was first. That's why." But she wants to be the favorite because they're all still children. But I like how you can see who they're starting to become, and she's gonna start learning some things. And this goes back to him talking about how he wants someone to blow his mind. This isn't necessarily it, but you can see the effects of also the adults around them changing them. The redhead, I guess you could describe it like body dysmorphia in a sense. She's thinking, still thinking of her old self, still wants to go like thinking of home, and, but also thinking about how artificial this all is, and touching her own eye, but don't feel the pain of actually doing that. Because they don't do the things they used to. Different for the cyborg or android, who's still human enough to need air and food, but it's also a machine enough that he's lived longer than a regular person would ever. But I'm guessing that can only go but so far, and that's why Prodigy is trying to do what they're doing now. Wendy can hear the xenomorphs. She doesn't realize that's what's happening, but also we're cutting more into facehugger to discover something that's else in there in the that probably is the thing that actually goes into people. And it took the brother's lung out and gave it to that little thing to most likely see what would happen, but also probably get a Xeno without having to put it into a person directly under the guise of saving his life. Because he's still alive. Maybe they'll give him a fake one, who knows? But there's that. Wendy's out here on the floor twitching after waking up and just hearing the screams of Xeno and feeling the sensations of essentially. But the android, like, yeah, I got the data, but also I'm getting them creatures back. I didn't realize how long it's been. Because he was thinking it was still other person in charge, but it's been, what they say, 65 years, I think. Like, this talk, your granddaughter now that's in charge. He talked about having a kid, but also he's manipulative right now to one of the children. It's just so interesting. Like, the Xenos are cool and how they handle taking one out, and it's also to see what, the synthetics, well, the hybrids can be capable of if they, really lock in. But also how much the scientists like care, to what degree and what about what, you know. And even to a certain degree, I think the boy genius cares. Not super deeply, I don't think, but a little bit. But also his synthetic that had him go out the room because of the knowledge he got from the ship to know how these things work. And it's good that he actually, after hearing the information, locked it. It was like, nobody human come in here, lock it down. actually being smart. I mean, besides the fact that taking these creatures instead of disposing of them, outside of that, but new discoveries. Some people can't help themselves. But everybody around him get a little testy, and he can tell. It's not, because they're not hiding it really. But yeah, it was just another great episode. I like how they're telling the story. I like how they showing the effects that this experiment has had on all the children in different ways. And I can't wait to see where we go from there. And how far does the cyborg get into the kid's mind in order to get inside? Probably is that cleaner or whatever that's spraying the walls that we keep seeing. Who we finally saw a face of. And I was thinking, like, is Wendy about to go in there and free them eggs or something? Because that would be crazy. Kind of makes me think of, was it Alien 3 maybe? Where Ripley was, a clone, and she could kind of communicate with the Xenos because essentially she was one. But yeah, I'm curious to see where we go from here. Another great episode. Really enjoying the show.